Hi, I'm E.D. Lewis, and welcome back to my channel, E.D. Lewis Reviews. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button and that bell. I think it's this corner? This corner? I don't know. I'm all turned around right now. And please hit that like button if you like the content here or like the video, as well as also please leave a comment. I love reading those comments, as long as they're nothing inappropriate or mean, or, I already said that. Because nobody likes those. Those are, eeh. So, anyway, you may notice slightly different setup, different location. That's because I moved. And, so I'm right in front of my library, which is a work in progress. And yes, it is made of, milk crates. I couldn't think of the word crate for some reason. But, that's what it's made out of. So, I haven't done a video in probably over a week now. Bad me, but I've been busy, so. So, you might recall, I think it was just after Halloween, I think, I had finished and did a review on this book, My Friend Nick, by Joseph Hood. Well, I just finished reading, and I have to do it at an angle because I'm using equipment, by the way, so that's why the lighting may appear different. Besides, overhead lights too, as opposed to a lamp hanging on a wall. Because if I do it this way, you can see my halo light. Oh, see right there in The Bride of Warren. So this is the book that I'm reviewing. It is The Bride of Warren. It is a horror novel. It came out shortly before Halloween. I can't remember the exact date of 2020, so it's really new. And it is the follow-up to My Friend Nick. It is not a sequel, but it takes place in the same universe. My Friend Nick took place in the 1980s. This takes place in the early 1990s. And it also takes place in the same state. It's in Bonneville. So yeah. So with this book, Bride of Warren, I would be using my paperback, but unfortunately I left it in my partner's car, and he's at work, so I just have to use the Kindle version for it. A little closer so you can see it. I'm sorry that it's at an angle. But anyway, so this book is about a man and a woman named Dennis and Beth. They're having their 20th anniversary. So they've been married for 20 years. They live out in the country. He does, he has a wood shop, and they have, a horse, and they have this kind of nice little kind of country home in a way. So everything's kind of perfect. It's like the perfect life, They've been married for 2 decades. They're happy. Nothing could possibly go wrong. And then suddenly, the night of their 20th anniversary, all hell breaks loose. An arsonist who is horribly disfigured attacks their home, burning their barn to the ground, and also their house. Dennis, who is the main character of the story, he is in utter shock, obviously, and he doesn't understand what's going on. And his wife, Bev, instead of freaking out and really reacting so much, she hops in the truck and leaves him there. Obviously, the arsonist knows his wife because she calls her by name, and yes, the arsonist is a woman, but she calls her by a different nickname. She calls her Lizzie. So, and she shoots at the truck with a flare gun, but it doesn't work, and Beth takes off. So, the police suspect maybe there's some, Dennis talks to the police, he tells them what happened. They suspect, something completely different from what he says. They don't really believe his story. So, I mean, he's kind of in a what can I do type of spot. So he ends up having to stay at the police station, and before he can really change his clothes and stuff, there's a call that comes in, and they've sighted his truck. Something's happening, a town over. So he races to his car, and he's going to try and go find his wife because he's extremely worried about her. He doesn't understand what's going on, and suddenly, in the back seat of his car, a weapon is placed up against his neck, and he's told, basically, you're going to come with me. It's the disfigured arsonist, who is pictured on the front cover. I don't really want to tell too much about the plot because you should really check it out. And Joseph Hood is an excellent author. And if you liked my friend Nick, you should definitely check out Bride of Warren. I will say, though, I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I was not emotionally invested as much. I was, but not as much as I was with the first book. There were some shocks and twists, and it was just like, man, the character Dennis, he goes through hell. And that's the second time I said hell in this video, I think. And I'm going to say it one more time, I'm pretty sure. At least. So, he basically ends up going on a road trip. And so, I'm going to say this. Basically, this is how I describe it in my review on Goodreads. It's a road trip from hell. He goes literally on a road trip from hell. And, I'm trying not to look directly at the camera because I keep seeing me, and I'm not used to seeing me on the camera like this. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I was going to say, he went through, he's on this road trip with this scary woman, and, there's a lot of stuff that happens to him, and a lot of crazy stuff, and what was I gonna say? Oh, although I did thoroughly enjoy this, I did not like it as much as I did Joseph's first book, because I freaking loved that My Friend Nick, but I also really liked this one too. So I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's just that I enjoyed the first one more. But this one was very enjoyable. And he inserted a lot of comical moments, which I thought was a nice relief and stuff from all the tension. Because his story is very intense. And, I mean, by the ending of it, I'm kind of amazed how... I'm just going to say that some of the characters come out of it. I'm kind of amazed how that happens. And how he unravels the story. Because there's a backstory, of course. And I actually found myself rooting for one side in particular a little bit, and I can't say who, of course, but I was kind of rooting one side a little bit because I saw a justification in some of the actions. Maybe extreme for sure, definitely extreme, but I saw justification. So I can't tell you any of that information. You'll just have to check out the book. And also the name of the book is explained right in the book itself, right in the story. So, all I can really say is check out The Bride of Warren, and also if you have not already, check out as well My Friend Nick, because they are both excellent books and they go great together. Once I get my shelf fixed up, of course, I will have a horror section here. So we have both books. And I'll have them both on my shelf, the physical copies of both books. So it'll be my horror section because this is still a work in progress. It's not done. It's a lot of work. So this whole place is a lot of work. But anyway, also please follow Joseph Hood on Instagram, and also speaking of Instagram and social media, you can also follow me on social media, and stuff is down below in the description. And I have a new release coming out sometime soon. I will be making the announcement actually on Instagram. I guess I can make it right now. This is kind of an announcement. I have a short story coming out soon. I can't tell too much about it right now, except for it is horror. And it does take place in the same universe as a previous short story that I have, but it's a completely different, because the other short story that I'm talking about, it's not the one in Local Haunts. It's one that I have available on Kindle, on Amazon Kindle. And it's only in Kindle form, and this will also only be in Kindle form, unfortunately, because it wouldn't work as, you know, a physical copy. So check that out. Keep an eye on Instagram and Twitter. I'll be announcing on both those, and probably on the official Facebook page for my book, The Curse of Ridge House. I'll probably have it there too. So check those out, and announcement's coming. So yeah, it'll be you know, not like some of my last ones, like my book and Alone with the Professor, which is the one that takes place in the same universe, but it's not connected. There's just a location mentioned that's the same. It's not the same type of story, because Alone with the Professor was an erotic story, or or a gay erotic story. This is not. This is a full-on horror story. So it's a short story that's horror, and it's not playing any particular group of people, I guess you'd say, set of people. It doesn't matter, you know, your race, your age. Well, probably older people should, not young, not kids shouldn't read this story, because there's some harsh language and a little bit of violence and stuff. And adult theme to it. But it's it doesn't matter your orientation, doesn't mean your age, as long as you're not an impressionable individual. Race, creed, religion, so on and so forth. It's, you know, so it's not directed at anybody except for, you know, horror fans, or anybody who likes horror, whether if you're a quote-unquote horror fan or someone who just occasionally likes horror. You should like it. So I'm going to stop babbling and make this a really short video, which I was trying to do in the first place. And I will see you all next time. So thank you for viewing, and bye-bye. See you next time.